The 1950s was a pivotal decade in the Cold War, marked by significant geopolitical shifts, ideological confrontations, and the intensification of the arms race. This video serves as a documentary-style exploration of how the Cold War evolved during the 1950s, examining key events, political dynamics, and the transformation of the global landscape. Part 1. The Korean War and the Spread of Containment. The narrative begins by delving into the Korean War 1950-1953, a conflict that set the tone for Cold War dynamics in the 1950s. The war, initiated by North Korean forces with Soviet backing, prompted the United States to intervene under the banner of containment. This marked a shift from the earlier focus on the division of Europe to a global strategy to contain the spread of communism. Part 2. Nuclear arms race and mutually assured destruction. As the video unfolds, it explores the intensification of the nuclear arms race. The Soviet Union successfully tested its first atomic bomb in 1949, breaking the U.S. monopoly on nuclear weapons. This development led to a dangerous competition for nuclear superiority, ultimately culminating in the concept of mutually assured destruction (MAD), where both superpowers possessed the capability to annihilate each other. Part 3. McCarthyism and the Red Scare. The documentary-style narrative sheds light on the internal dynamics within the United States during the 1950s. The rise of Senator Joseph McCarthy and the Red Scare fueled anti-communist hysteria, resulting in aggressive investigations, blacklisting, and the stifling of dissent. This domestic environment had far-reaching implications for American society and its relationship with the Soviet Union. Part 4. The Warsaw Pact and NATO. The video reflects on the formalization of military alliances during the 1950s. The creation of the Warsaw Pact by the Soviet Union and its Eastern Bloc allies in response to the establishment of NATO North Atlantic Treaty Organization solidified the division of Europe into two opposing blocs. These alliances heightened tensions and increased the potential for military confrontation. Part 5. Space Race and Technological Competition. As the narrative vividly recounts, the 1950s witnessed the dawn of the space race. The launch of the first artificial satellite, Sputnik, by the Soviet Union in 1957 marked a significant technological achievement. This event heightened the competition in space exploration and technology between the superpowers, reflecting their broader geopolitical rivalry. Part 6. Decolonization and Cold War Proxy Conflicts. The documentary explores the impact of decolonization on Cold War dynamics. Former colonies in Asia, Africa, and the Middle East gained independence, and both the United States and the Soviet Union sought to influence these newly emerging nations. Proxy conflicts, such as the Vietnam War and conflicts in Africa, became arenas for Cold War competition. Part 7. Cuban Revolution and the Missile Crisis. The video reflects on the Cuban Revolution of 1959, which brought Fidel Castro to power. The subsequent alignment of Cuba with the Soviet Union heightened Cold War tensions, leading to the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962. This crisis brought the world to the brink of nuclear war and underscored the global stakes of Cold War conflicts. Part 8. The Cultural Cold War. The documentary-style narrative concludes by examining the cultural aspects of the Cold War in the 1950s. Both the United States and the Soviet Union engaged in cultural diplomacy, using literature, cinema, and the arts as tools to influence global perceptions and win ideological support. Conclusion. The 1950s witnessed a transformative phase in the Cold War, characterized by an expansion of the conflict into new theaters, technological competitions, and heightened ideological confrontations. As explored in this documentary-style narrative, the decade set the stage for the complexities and challenges that defined the subsequent decades of the Cold War. Understanding the shifts in this pivotal period provides valuable insights into the evolving nature of the geopolitical rivalry that shaped the mid-20th century.